Welcome, everyone, and thank you for tuning into Poets and Quants Online MBA panel, the Online MBA Experience. I'm Allison DeMast. Today, we're joined by admissions directors and program directors from three elite programs, Purdue Daniels, Jack Welch Management Institute, and Johns Hopkins Carey School. Thank you all for watching and for joining us, and thanks to our guests for being here today. To begin, let's start off by getting to know our panelists. If you please, could you each introduce yourself, the school you represent, and your role there, and something fun. Tell us maybe the best part of your job in one word. Why don't we start with Carla?
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, my name is Carla Mueller. I'm the Director of Admissions for the Jack Welch Management Institute, the Jack Welch MBA program. I've been with the program since almost day one, so going on 13 years now. We now have over 4,100 actually alumni now, and about 1,800 students at any given time enrolled in the program. We are headquartered here in Washington, D.C., but we have students from all over the world, from 83 countries around the world. We are 100% online. So that was Jack's vision, to create a program that was, his vision was a really unique vision, to have a program that was designed for busy working professionals and for students from all over the world to be able to be in class together, learning from experts in the field. So those are just a few of our differentiators. I'm also a graduate of the program. I went through the program myself and graduated in 2018. So I can really speak to it from even a student perspective when I'm speaking with students. But if I had to narrow it down to one word, this program is transformational. That was Jack and Susie's vision when they created the program. They wanted a program that was designed to transform the lives of our students, give them the tools they need to be great leaders, build great teams, advance their careers, galvanize their careers, and help their organizations win. And so on that note, it's designed to be a very practical, immediately actionable program. And like I said, I've been with the program since almost the beginning. So my favorite thing about the program is really the students and seeing the success that they have at graduation. We have our annual graduation ceremony here in Washington, D.C. They're flying in from all over the world. They're coming up and hugging and kissing you, and their families are hugging and kissing you, and because you've changed their lives and you've transformed their lives. So that's my one favorite thing.
Wonderful. That's great to hear. Shannon, how about you? Tell us about your program.
I'm so excited to be here. My name is Shannon Dunn. I am with Johns Hopkins Carey Business School. Again, I am the director of our part-time and online programs in recruitment here, and really here to speak to everyone just about Carey and Hopkins. I think everyone's familiar with the name and what our focus in health, but really here at Carey, what we want to make sure we do is we focus about the business and health. We have over 3,000 students currently, and we've been having the MBA since 2007, but here to talk more about our online MBA. And my favorite part about the role is definitely working with my team as well as the students, similar to what we, heard earlier from Carla, just seeing our students on our campuses, the excitement, beginning their courses, helping them get to that next step is the best part of the job, truly.
Great. And Steve?
Yeah, hello, my name's Steve Bush. I'm the Senior Program Manager for the Online MBA here at Purdue University Daniels, formerly Krannert School of Business. Recently, over the past couple of years, we've been going under quite a bit of a number of changes, that is, with the name change to our graduate school and our School of Business. And with that comes a lot of changes just in general for the program that we have. And these are all positive changes to the program in the business school. Looking at excellence and scale, that includes increasing the number of students we have, the number of top students that we have. We're going to increase the students. That means also bringing more prestigious faculty to our campus as well, along with a brand new brick and mortar facility and increased online capabilities. We're also looking to increase access to non-business majors outside of the college as well, to allow them to maybe explore that intersection of technology and business. And that comes into our next bit of innovation that we've been going through with this name change, and that's integrating business and technology. Anymore, we don't have businesses or standalone businesses anymore, or tech companies. Everybody is a tech company at this time. You've probably heard that before if you're sitting here in this information session. So in order to make an impact, we're focusing on exploring that intersection in order to bring new ideas to market. We're also engrossing our students in transformational learning. What we mean by that is more study abroad opportunities, more immersive experience opportunities, even in the online realm, and also becoming the real cornerstone of business. We look to really push ourselves to be one of the tippy top programs in the country in the years to come. So with that too involves giving our graduate students that final coat of polish and executive presence through teaching them, a little bit more about business writing and communication as well to make them the cornerstone of the business world itself. To go off of what Carla was kind of saying, if I had to, talk about my favorite part of the job or describe that aspect, I would say it's the relationship building. Higher education by nature is a relationship building business. The relationships that we have with our students, the relationships we have with our fellow colleges, and the initiatives that we put together collaboratively. I love seeing new programs and innovations come to fruition with partnerships that we have inside and outside of the college. And then, of course, developing those relationships with our students through our high touch program, even though it's 100% asynchronous and online.
Right. Wow. Well, it sounds like you have a lot of exciting stuff going on at the school. So you probably covered a little bit of this, Steve, but maybe talk about your school's mission and values, its location, its reputation. Maybe just briefly touch upon that.
Yeah, so those things that I did touch on, the excellence in scale, integrating business and technology, transformative learning, and becoming the cornerstone of business. Those are the 4 pillars of our business school itself. So I kind of already gave you a little bit of a peek behind the curtain there. And as I said, when we renamed the school a couple of years ago now to the Daniels School of Business, this was the new mission that was put forth by our new dean, James Bullard, here at the college itself. We are located in West Lafayette, Indiana. Purdue University Online is an extension of the West Lafayette campus. I'm actually based in West Lafayette as well. And as far as our reputation goes, we've been around in the online MBA space now for about a little over 4 years. We were just recently ranked as number 9 program in the nation by CEO Magazine and number 29 in the world by the same publication.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. Shannon, can you share a little bit about mission, values, reputation, things like
I'd be
that?
happy to. No, thank you so much. And again, here at Carey, we have really 3 locations. It's we have a DC location, Harbor East, as well as online. Really, our mission here at Carey is, to really just expand on Johns Hopkins, pursuit of research and, education through dynamic learning opportunities, our faculty, and then, the different collaborations, and really just help shape those leaders who are challenging the status quo. So again, we've had just some history with our MBA. We've had MBA since 2007. Originally, really interesting. It was, evening and weekend program, but then we built it to be more flexible to balance both with some online, and now we have the full online MBA. So really excited to share more about that with everyone today.
Thank you. And Carla, can you tell us a little bit about your school's reputation?
Absolutely, I would love to. So yeah, we're very excited in the last 13 years. For the last 8 years, we've been a top-ranked online MBA program by both Poets and Quants, Princeton Review, and CEO Magazine. For the last 4 consecutive years, we've been on the top 10 list for Poets and Quants and Princeton Review. CEO Magazine is ranked as the number 4 top-ranked online MBA program in North America. So we are very excited about that. Our mission, I mentioned it earlier, but it really is to transform the lives of our students by giving them the tools that they need to become great leaders, build better teams, advance their careers, help their organizations win. And our values are really focused on being student-centric. So at JWMI, unlike a lot of business schools, our student is our customer, and we obsess over delivering the highest quality, and we're constantly gauging how satisfied our students are. Every quarter, we're taking, we're surveying our students, the voice of the students, to come up with our Net Promoter Scores. If you're familiar with those, our NPS scores. Jack was obsessed about NPS scores. Our NPS scores, which is basically a measure of how happy our students are with the, the education they're receiving, the results that they're seeing. Our NPS scores are consistently in the averaging in the 80s. And if you compare that to other, the average for MBA graduate programs is actually only 27. So it's just a really good indicator that that is our huge focus here. That is a core value, to be really focused on student success. And our faculty are the same. It's not about the faculty making a name for themselves. It's really about the student success. So that is our core value. And did I answer your questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I guess something I'd like to ask all of you about is just kind of what the learning experience is like for your students, synchronous versus asynchronous, what the curriculum is like, what type of clubs they can be involved in, school culture, externships. Do you want to touch on some of that since we're already chatting?
Love to, absolutely. So it is 100% asynchronous, which means that students are logging in. We're at a quarter system. Our quarters run 10 weeks in length. Because we do have students from 83 countries around the world, the asynchronous model works perfectly because students are logging in whatever day of the week, whatever time of the day works for them. So everybody's logging in at different times throughout the week. They're having a ton of interaction on the discussion boards. So it's 100% asynchronous, which is designed to afford the flexibility needed, because 99% of our students are working professionals. There's a tremendous amount of interaction with the faculty. The faculty meet one-on-one with students, as well as, in the online environment. There's a tremendous amount of networking, which is one of our big differentiators. We have an incredible networking community called JDMI Connect. That's a separate platform outside of where all the classroom activity happens. And there, students, as soon as they get enrolled, they can join. You have to be a student or an alumni or faculty to join that. But that's where a lot of extracurricular magic happens. So almost every week, we are having different virtual networking events that students can join. We had 75 live virtual events last year alone. So networking events and live interactive webinars. We have in-person events. I think we have 150 hub cities now where students are actually getting together in person and meeting up. We have a student advisory board that students can join. And then we have a bunch of different specialty groups as well. Students can be matched up with mentors on JDMI Connect. So there's a tremendous amount of fellowship and camaraderie that happens within not only our students in the program, but our alumni also stay highly engaged.
What's an example of a hub city event that students can participate in?
I'm sorry?
What's an example of a hub city event?
Yeah. So like we have a hub city in DC and one in network and one in New York, and they'll have like maybe a dinner where students in the area can get together and have dinner together or cocktails together. So those types of events.
Okay, great. That's cool. Okay, Shannon, can you share a little bit about the learning experience for students at your school?
I'd be happy to. So again, we have our online MBA. It is synchronous as well as asynchronous. We do a balance of both. Again, we want to give the opportunity for that flexibility, logging in, working at your own pace, but also, some of our students, when we talk to them, they're, interested in that kind of set time where they can connect with their peers on Zoom. It's still online. Which is really important. So we do offer both modalities. Again, some great opportunities here at Carey is, even though you're an online student, you still have access to everything in the class. Student who is in the classroom has access to. So our networking events, we do coffee chats where you can meet with our admissions team, over coffee. We have different events throughout the year. We also offer some really great opportunities, again, such as case competitions, a community consulting lab, which is, 8 weeks, consulting experience focused on business. We have some 2 courses in our residency where if you choose to, you can be in person, as well as accelerated electives. Where you would, come in to our Harbor East location for 3 days. So again, if you elect, we still want to give space for those who want to come in, meet face-to-face as well as network. And then again, any time of the week you want to meet with one of our admissions staff, we're always here. We love, again, even if you're looking for that online program and want that face-to-face, a tour, we want to make sure we're available. And it's, again, we love meeting with our students. So a bunch of different things and some interesting facts. Again, 2/3 of our students actually study online, 1/3 is in person. So, and we have about, again, 3,000 students currently. So a lot of great opportunities here at Carey for our flexible MBA.
Great. Are those in-person events that you mentioned? Are those popular?
So some of them. So we do have some virtual, we have information sessions that are virtual. We actually have some of our faculty who hold sessions, just like, question and answer, just to help, because again, it's a big decision and, it's understandable there's going to be questions. And I think, we want to make sure we're giving space where you can meet with faculty, meet with our admission staff, people that will be supporting you through the program. So there are those virtual options, but then again, we also have our Office of Experiential Learning, where we have those in person. So again, the case competition is going to be in person. The community and consulting lab part of it's going to be in person. And then we have our amazing student organizations. I can't say enough about them, where, if we have student-led conferences. So again, we want to make sure we bring that balance to both.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, Steve, can you talk a little bit about your school's curriculum and learning experience for students?
Sure. Yeah. So we are 100% online and 100% asynchronous. But as far as the culture goes, I kind of alluded to this in my last answer. We're 100% online and asynchronous, but we're very much high touch. And what we mean by that is we are very acceptable, or not acceptable. Well, we are acceptable, but what I meant to say was very accessible. To kind of mirror something that Carla said earlier, as far as being able to get in contact with our faculty and staff. And one of the things that I like to mention about online programming is it is different than your traditional face-to-face as far as modality, but as far as access, it's identical, if not better. So if you're looking to go ahead and to get in contact and meet with an instructor and meet with a staff member, well, instead of going to their physical office or making an appointment with them there, it's real easy to access our faculty and staff along with your peers virtually, just like we're doing right here. And with students all around the world, and the time zone differences and whatnot, this allows just greater access and our ability to go ahead and to have these relationships and communications with our students as well. So we have this culture of being very accessible, being very flexible with the students and their schedule as well. Our curriculum itself is 48 credit hours. Those credit hours are broken down by 4 foundational courses, 10 core courses, and then about 9 to 15 credit hours of course electives. What students can do with their electives is they can choose to organize their electives in such a way to either earn one of our 10 specializations with our MBA, or one of our 6 graduate certificates that can be earned through the EA curriculum as well. And they're able to do that through strategically working with their academic advisor to identify an area of interest where they would either like to continue to focus on or to upskill in to kind of differentiate themselves in the marketplace once they go ahead and they leave our program, or to set themselves up for that internal promotion that they might be going for as well. Another unique feature that I like to point out, something that Shannon talked about with some of her on-campus experiences, is we also have some of those live experiences as well. Our success coaching team, we have a team of success coaches, and what differentiates a success coach from an academic advisor is academic advisors are going to help our students with their plan of study and making sure they're on track to completion and graduation. Our success coaches basically take care of everything else as far as student engagement, helping students navigate external problems that may be affecting them internally in the classroom, needing for tutoring services, wellness services, so on and so forth. But they also help with that engagement piece. We have regional dinners in which we invite our students to go ahead and just get together and to collaborate. Since we are online, we like to have that social component, both virtually and in person here and there when we can. We invite them back to football tailgates, basketball games as well. And additionally, what we are doing here starting up this year is we're actually going to be having a hybrid course here at the end of the summer where we bring students in for a new executive presence immersion experience that we've developed to where students will come and complete the capstone project of their executive presence course here on campus, and then additionally have an engagement experience where we're going to take them all around Purdue, allow them to tour different buildings, Mackey Arena, Rorman Field, meet Purdue Pete, and then get together for those social opportunities and networking opportunities as well to continue to push forward that relationship component that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, I imagine that makes them feel a little bit more a part of the campus when they do things like that, right? Yeah. All right, well, I'd like to talk about diversity now. It's obviously very important in graduate business education. But why does diversity matter in your program? And what do you think some of the benefits are of students studying in diverse cohorts? Steve, if you want to take that question.
So yeah, so regardless of somebody's background, you know, getting exposure to diverse perspectives, lived experiences that are different than yours, and not just those types of things, but even teaching methods. I was just talking to my wife earlier. My daughter, she is a kindergarten student, and her teacher is actually going to be leaving kindergarten this year and moving into second grade. And my wife said, you know, hey, like that would be cool if we got her teacher again when she went into second grade. And we love teacher. And while, you know, that would be cool, at the same time, something I've pointed out when it came to diversity too is, you know, hey, that would be great, but, you know, we might want to have our daughter engage with a teacher that challenges her in a different way as well. So, you know, not just those lived experiences. Diversity isn't just cultural either. It extends to all different types of areas when it comes to learning and academics, whether you're a kindergartner or you are a graduate student. It's just going to give you that broader perspective. Also, with having so many students from across the globe, it's going to allow us to give everybody a little bit more global awareness. One thing that I hear from our domestic students, what they like to do, especially being a working adult in a real-time graduate program, is they like to see how business practices are internationally, and then take those practices and bring them back to their own workplace and apply those things in their industry or their line of work. So not only is it going to enhance the learning experience, but it's also going to give individuals preparation for a global workplace and their current industry as well.
Great. Carla, could you talk a little bit about diversity in your program, which obviously it sounds incredibly diverse, you know.
It is incredibly diverse, and that is also one of our core values, one of Jack's core values. As I mentioned several times, we have 83 countries represented around the world in the program, but not only just culturally diverse, we're also age diverse. We have students ranging from 20 years old to 70 years old in the program. Our average age of our students 42. We have 53% of our students are female. So we really value diversity. That was always a really important thing to Jack, and it is here at JWMI. We really believe that a diverse and inclusive educational environment is so crucial to learning and growth. Jack used to say all the time, you know, you learn the most from the people who are most different from you. So, you know, and keeping in mind that, you know, and when you're in those classrooms, you're not just learning from your faculty, you're learning from each other. And so much of that peer-to-peer learning is invaluable. Our discussion boards is where a lot of that is happening, and the interaction that the students are having with each other. And they're just learning new perspectives, new approaches, out-of-the-box problem solving. You know, it's really getting every brain in the game, every voice, no matter, you know, what the age, culture, gender, you know, everybody has their own unique perspective, and we can all learn from each other. So this we really, really stress and value the diversity in our program.
Right. And the 52% of women, that's a really high figure.
53, actually. Yeah.
53. Wow. So how do you guys achieve that?
You know what? I just think it is the type of the program that appeals to the working professional. I think is really just who's attracted to the program, and you know, so much of our now our student population is coming from the referrals. The people have gone through the program. They're getting advancing into leadership positions in their careers, and they're sending their employees to the program. So there's a lot of people that we get from, referrals from our alumni. But really, I think it's just, just what the program stands for makes it very attractive to women as well as men.
Sure. And Shannon?
No, just echoing what everyone said, it's so important. I mean, at the end of the day, especially with diversity, it's so important because business school, especially with our business school, because business is diverse. We're working in an increasingly diverse world, and we want to make sure that we're working, with individuals and preparing them to work with others from, different parts of the world, different cultures, different backgrounds, different lived experience, as well as, being able to help, reach that superpower of communicating with, everyone effectively and coaching, and again, working with different diverse backgrounds. So it's, again, really important. And, just to, shed light, just with Carla, kind of echoing, with our online MBA alone, our last class, 48% was female, 51% male. We had over 12 plus countries represented just in that one cohort. So again, it's super important here at Carey. We want to make sure that we're reaching out to all students and, creating that supportive, collaborative environment, and again, preparing them for the future. So.
Right. So it's very important for applicants to find a program that aligns their work and their personal values. What kind of advice do you have for applicants about really how to choose the right program for them in that sense, and a program that will align their professional and personal goals and kind of in the right way? And what are some key things that you suggest they might think about as they determine which programs to apply for? Shannon, do you want to take that one?
I'd love to. Thank you. So for me, again, I know how hard a decision is, and so much pressure. And I remember thinking back when I was looking for programs, and it's so important. I think when you're trying to find the best fit, it's, do your research, attend those sessions, whether they're virtually or in person. Speaking for Carey, we offer both, just to really get a fit, see if you can sit in a course. I always say, if you're someone that's looking for this degree for a certain role, work backwards, find your dream job. The sky's the limit, and see, is there a degree associated with that? And, that will help kind of narrow the scope. Look out, for alumni, LinkedIn, connecting, here at Hopkins and Carey, we have an amazing alumni network that's always happy to chat with someone who's, looking at different programs, and look what's offered. We have the MBA, but we have, multiple specialized master's degree as well. So, sometimes I speak to students who say they may want, marketing, but then, talking to about the MBA, that's what they prefer. And, our admissions team is ready to speak about everything and make sure that at the end of the day, we're counseling to what's the best fit for you. So again, as you're looking for the right fit, I highly suggest doing all those things. And, never be afraid to ask questions. Again, it's your future and it's your investment. And, you'll know what the right decision is at the end of the day. And then look at those different events locally that you can attend. We're all at different recruitment events where you can stop by, meet some of the admissions staff. And I know personally for me, those different steps really helped me find, my right fit. And, that's what I would recommend.
Great. Okay. Steve, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, to maybe touch on a couple things that weren't covered in Shannon's answer. The biggest piece of advice that I always give students when they start looking into any graduate degree, doesn't matter if it's an MBA or otherwise, is, really make sure that you identify your why, because earning a graduate degree should be transformative. It shouldn't be transactional, right? Sometimes we'll get individuals who apply to programs and they are just looking to, go up the career ladder, become a leader within their industry, and get the compensatory benefits that might come with that as well. And of course, that's a big reason why we all do this. And that's kind of implicit. I kind of expect everybody is coming to a graduate program for those reasons. They really want to lead in their respective career path. But why is an MBA going to help you do that? Think of those reasons. What are you going to learn from an MBA, or what are you hoping to learn from an MBA that is going to help you become that leader that you want to be? And then what programs out there align with those career goals, align with those learning outcomes that you have set forth for yourself, and really develop a strong why. Because if you have that strong why, you're going to go through more of a transformation than a transaction. What I mean by that is the learning will just come naturally. You will be invested in the program. You will keep looking to improve in the program, to work hard, to complete assignments as best as you can, which ultimately should lead to high marks and more importantly, your own learning and completion. Whereas if it's transactional, you might just be worried about doing enough to get by, just to get this piece of paper to move yourself to where you perceive you might be afterwards. So develop that why to make sure that you go through a transformation instead of a transaction.
That's really good advice. And Carla, can you give your
Wow,
thoughts?
I love everything that Steve just said,
Yeah.
and Shannon. I mean, I don't know how I can top that, but I mean, I love, we also really focus on the why when we're talking to our students, especially from the admissions perspective. We focus on that. Why do you want this? Why do you want this? And we, we actually put that in their file because, so we can help remind them when the going gets tough or whatever. But that is so important. And I love what Shannon said. Like, work from the end. What is your dream job? What's your dream goal? And if you don't know, that's okay too. But and then figure out which program, because within every MBA program, for instance, our MBA program, we have 4 different concentrations. You can do the leadership route. You can do an MBA with a healthcare concentration, one in HR. We have a new concentration in operations management. Or maybe you're not ready to take on a full 12-course MBA that is going to take you 1.5 to 3 years and beyond to get through. Maybe you want to start out with doing a graduate certificate program where you're taking 3 courses from one of those concentrations and starting there. So after 6 to 9 months after taking 3 courses, you can earn your graduate certificate for a much smaller investment of your time and money. But the great thing about that is those classes actually still count towards your MBA. So you can continue on right away or come back a year from now or 2 years from now and finish up. So really evaluate the time commitment, the flexibility that's going to work for your busy work life. Make sure you're finding a program that's going to fit in with if you're a working professional that's going to actually work to enhance your career, not interfere with it. So that flexibility, is it going to be practical? Is it going to be immediately actionable? And then also what, Shannon said, talk to the other students and alumni that have been through the program so that you're hearing firsthand, not just from somebody on the admissions team or a school official. Talk to the students and the alumni and get their firsthand experience. We also have on LinkedIn, we have a Jack Welch Management Institute networking group where anybody can go on there and you can start talking to other students and alumni in the program to figure out their experience. And then we also do have weekly information, live Q&As every Thursday at noon that you can join as many of those as you want. Jump on there. You'll hear from some of our faculty and alumni. I always host those every week. But there's lots of ways for you to really do your due diligence. Make sure this program, because it's going to be an investment in the next year to 3 years of your life, and a financial investment that's going to pay off for the rest of your life. But make sure you do your homework and find the program that's going to really resonate with you and align with your why, as Steve said.
Right, great. What are some of the online MBA employment trends and outcomes that you guys are seeing now and expect to see in years to come? And are those things that prospective students should consider when they're making their decision about applying to a program like this? Would you like to take that one, Carla?
Sure,
Sorry?
I'd like to. Yeah, so, when you're looking at the outcomes of our students, our return on investment is incredible. On an average, our average graduate seeing a return on investment in 1.8 years. So in under 2 years, they're recouping the entire cost of the MBA. But even actually in 2 out of 3, more than 2 out of 3 of our students going through the program are reporting to us that they're getting at least one salary and a raise while they're going through the program, not to mention what happens after they finish the MBA. But, even further than the, financial rewards, 97% of our alumni have rated their overall experience in the program as good or excellent. 97% of our alumni would recommend the program to others highly. And then 92% of our alumni say their confidence as a leader has grown exponentially after going through the program. So it's not just the financial rewards, but the confidence that you're going to gain. I would say, doing an MBA like this or one of our MBA programs from any of us here on this panel, it changes the way you look at the world, but it also changes the way the world looks at you, and it's going to transform your life. So, those are, investments that you're going to put into yourself that's going to pay off, for the rest of your career and further.
Great, great, yeah. And Shannon, can you talk a little bit about some employment trends at your school?
No, just to, echo what Clara was saying again, there's, I think just the world of business is just growing. So this is a great time, regardless, to really, look into the MBA or a specialized master's degree, especially in the business field. Here at Carey, where we see our outcomes and employment trends, they're looking very strong. We've been seeing increasingly strong results from our graduates, with about 70% of our online MBA students receiving a salary increase, while 61% are receiving a promotion. Again, echoing, connecting with alumni, building your network, using those tools. I think the sky really is the limit, and with, Carey, even, what it's the online that you choose, in person, specialized masters, at the end of the degree day, you're getting your degree at Hopkins, and it's not indicating, medallion, it's that, Hopkins degree. So I think, that's really important to note. And we have so many, opportunities here to, continue to build your network. And network meaning, as you go out into the field and you finish your degree, or you're getting close, you can connect with people in those different areas. You can meet, students in your class who might, work with an employer that you want to move over to. I recently had the luxury of attending a panel, and we had one of our alumni speaking, and he was talking about people in his class, and, him and a couple other individuals actually, after they graduated, started a company together, which I thought was amazing, seeing that in action. So again, really here, the sky's the limit. I think it's just going to continue to grow. And just again, at Carey, already seeing some increasingly strong results and outcomes.
Great, great. And Steve?
Yeah, so when it comes to our specific outcomes themselves, what we have for our students is the average of our students receiving a raise when they go ahead and exit our program, either through a promotion internally or getting a new job externally. Students are earning about $30,000 more right out of the gate once they go ahead and they graduate from our program. Students are also reporting to us that their leadership skills and management skills are not only helping them excel in their current position, but they're noticing that they're able to touch other parts of their current industry and workplace as well when it comes to leadership. One of the ways in which we're preparing students to go ahead and do that is our focus on data analytics and digital skills. One of the trends that we see in the marketplace is, like I said earlier, every company is a tech company anymore. And what we really try to instill in our students through our 4 foundational courses is their ability to make data-driven business decisions, and they learn to do so through those 4 foundational courses themselves. So really making sure that we take a heavy approach to data analytics and digital technology that's going to prepare our students to adapt to new things happening out in the workplace and become lifelong learners too. We've already started to innovate courses around AI and credentials around AI too. And some people are afraid of what AI may do as far as it goes when it comes to replacing employees. But the way that we look at it is, AI is only going to replace somebody if they don't know how to effectively use AI. So we're giving students those skills in order to make sure that they are prepared in the workforce and to continue to have those positive outcomes when they go ahead and leave us.
Right, right. Are those courses popular with students so far?
Most definitely. A lot of the AI credential that we're just getting ready, or that we just launched, not just getting ready to launch, but that we just launched, we're already seeing a pretty steep uptick in enrollment for that graduate certificate.
Okay, great, great. So now we're going to take a few questions from our viewers. Shannon, do you have any advice for part-time applicants and how they might want to tell their story differently in their application?
That question. Thank you for asking. So with our part-time students and regarding the application, one of the things we require is 2 essays. One really being, again, more reflective, the other prompt. But that I really, when I talk to prospective students, your application is really your opportunity to share more about you. I think Steve, Carla, we all kind of talked about, your why, like why Carey, why business, tell us your story. We review everything holistically, but I love to focus in again in that piece of the application process to like really take your time and think through. And again, we have an amazing team here that's here to support you every step of the way. Because again, I know it can be nerve-wracking, and we don't want people to feel rushed or stressed. We're here to support. But I would say if you are, a part-time applicant really wanting to know like what you can do, again, attend info sessions. I think those are always extremely helpful. We have some geared just specific to the application, and we have options to schedule times to speak with our admission staff. I think that's really great because sometimes in those info sessions, you may not want to ask your question. You want kind of more that personal time. And I can totally appreciate that. And then again, when you're going to work on it, really take your time to showcase, tell us about you and like your why. So I think that to me would be my recommendation. And then I always say too, just going back to the question of like, when you're making that decision, look to the alumni, look to the events. It's going to give you that firsthand account and experience that could really help you feel confident in your decision and the application process too.
Right. Okay. Carla, what's the average time to complete the program, and are there options for accelerating or decelerating the pace of study?
Absolutely. And the beautiful thing in our program, with our program, is you don't commit like right off the hand, I'm going to be done. And you can finish the program in as little as 18 months. So that'd be 6 quarters back to back. If you took 2 classes per quarter, you'd be done in 18 months. It's always a 12-course MBA, regardless of concentration. If you took 1 class per quarter, it would take you 3 years. Our average graduate, though, Allison, is taking about 2 to 2.5 years to get through the program. But the beauty is they really pace it as they go. So they don't have to commit like I'm going to be done in a year and a half, or no, I'm going to do the 3-year path. As each quarter approaches, that's when they decide if they want to take 1 or 2 classes, 1 being part-time, 2 being full-time for the next 10 weeks of their life. We have some students, honestly, that have taken 5, 6, 7 years to get through the program. Maybe they're just taking 2 classes per year, and because that's all their tuition assistance will cover, and that's fine. I mean, the Department of Education rule is 10 years from start to finish. So, but our average graduate is taking 2.5 years.
Okay. And Steve, what resources are available for online students, maybe who need a little assistance managing their time or balancing their study with other commitments?
No, that's a great question. One of the unique features of our program is, like I said, those success coaches, and that's what they are there for. One of the biggest adjustments that I'm guessing our audience is probably going to have coming into a graduate program is the same adjustment that I had when I went into mine, was learning how to be a student again. We've been out of school for a hot minute, and not only that, in that time, we've picked up a career. We've probably picked up a family, maybe some children, maybe some community opportunities as well. We've got a lot going on. So managing our time, learning and remembering how we study and how we learn best. The success coaches are employed in order to help you navigate through some of those issues, to connect you with different things on campus that are going to make sure that you're successful in the classroom. That's another one of those high touch components that I talked about earlier in our conversation today that we have in our online environment.
Right, that's really important. It's great you have that. Could you, Steve, and the rest of you, could you share how students can get in touch with you or your team if they're interested in your program? Steve, do you want to start?
Yeah. So first of all, you could go to our website. You could simply just Google Purdue Daniels School of Business, and it'll take you to our business website, in which you can see all of our degree options, not just the online degrees. But if you want to reach out to me personally, you could find me on LinkedIn, Steve Bush. I've got a very unique hairstyle as well, so I shouldn't be hard to pick out when it comes to the picture lineup. My work email is SG as in George, BUSH at purdue.edu. So that's sgbush at purdue.edu as well.
Great. Shannon?
So you can definitely, again, echo Steve, feel free to, take a look at our website. We have our Carey Business School website. So again, and then also you can LinkedIn as well. You can reach out to me also directly at shannondunn@jhu.edu. That's SHANNONDUNN. And again, our website is carey.jhu.edu. On our website as well, there's where you can connect with us. You can fill out information as well. We can put you right in touch with a representative from our admissions team. So look forward to connecting soon.
Great. And Carla?
Thank you. Yes, so jwmi.com is our website, JWMI. You can go on there. The minute you go on there, you're going to be approached by somebody, one of my team members are live chatters. You can ask them questions live. You can fill out a request for information form on there, and then one of my team members will reach out to you. But I would love for you to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm the only Carla Bates Mueller on LinkedIn. So that's Carla Bates Mueller, Mueller. Or you're welcome to email me directly. That's just Carla, CARLA.Mueller, MUELLER @jwmi.com. So would love to hear from you.
Great. Well, thanks so much. Thank you all for joining us, and thanks to our guests for being here today. It's been great to have you for this online MBA event. And be sure to watch the remaining panel sessions throughout the day to hear from other top business schools and student perspectives. You can also watch the other recordings on our YouTube channel. And as always, be sure to go to poetsandquants.com for other informative articles, videos, and more, no matter where you are in your MBA journey. We'll see you next time. Thank you.